Does the shape of the glass affect the taste of the wine? Now this glass is designed for the wine to fall on a specific part of the tongue. Now to tell us more about it, here's Yolumba's Wendy Fry. Wendy, shapes and sizes.
Very important, Shane. The glass that you have in your hand and these other large ones at the front have been designed over a period of years from the Burgundy region and the Bordeaux region of France particularly, and they were designed to enhance the wines that they made. Now we've made our own glass as well for the Australian wines. We drink a lot of Shiraz wines, and this glass here has been designed to taste Shiraz. It has a nice big bowl. It's small enough for the table but large enough to give a big swirl, break up the molecules of the wine so that you can get a beautiful bouquet and breathe the wine very quickly. Now you might be familiar with the ISO tasters.
I'm not.
And that is what most people consider to be a tasting glass. You're using this wonderful corkscrew here which makes opening a bottle so easy. It's wonderful for people who have difficulty with corkscrews.
God, look at that, Wendy. How easy.
And most men love this as a natty little gadget.
I want one of these.
Yes.
Great.
Now, to demonstrate, if you pour some wine into each of those tasting glasses, a little bit more. There you are. Now, if you start with a smaller glass and give it a nice swirl, it's very difficult.
Right.
Beautiful swirl. Now, if you'd like to nose this wine, you can smell the bouquet is rising up the glass. The narrow mouth makes the bouquet rise quickly. This one, you can barely, just about slop that on your suit. You can barely swirl that without spilling it. It is so tiny, you can't really get your nose in, you can't smell it. It doesn't do anything to enhance the wine. Hence our Shiraz glass, which really is a great tasting glass for all types of wine.
And the champagne glass, it's more of a flute. It's not the old flat shape.
It's very important to have a flute with a nice long rise, so the bead from the wine, the little bubbles, continually rise up, and you can see it. The wider the glass, the faster you lose the bead, the flatter the champagne.
Sounds good. Now, let's move this. I love this because this is a reproduction, isn't it?
This is a reproduction 18th century decanting cradle. You would have had your very special bottle sitting there for some time for the sediment to fall to the bottom.
Right.
And then you would very gently...
And we're toasting it, aren't we?
We're not toasting it.
No, we're not.
The candle lights the neck of the bottle, which is very dark.
Right.
And as you're slowly turning the handle, you can see the sediment sliding down the glass before it falls into the decanter with the wine. So you stop decanting the moment the sediment comes down to the neck.
Beautiful.
And that's why you have your candle.
Now this is very pretty, but it's also very practical, isn't it?
This is a very practical decanter that was made in Italy. You fill it with wine.
Yep.
And you have the lid off and you let it gently roll around the table. And the shape offers the very largest expanse for the wine to breathe, the largest amount of air possible. It gently moves the wine around without shaking it up too much, breathing the wine extremely quickly. It's based on the style and shape of bottles that used to be stored in the sand in the bottom of Roman galleons when they were travelling, and the pointy base stuck in the sand.
Now, I can have a shave and have a drink at the same time, can't I?
This corkscrew is also an 18th century reproduction. Back in those days, wine bottles were sealed with a cork but covered in wax, not with a foil capsule. You needed the hammer end to smash the wax, and then you needed the bristles to brush away all the sediment and the wax. And then, of course, you pulled the cork out. These days, it's used for other things.
And just the way wine looks these days. Take a look at that, okay? Look at that, look at that, look at that. Lovely tie. And you've got bow ties,
We have braces, we have socks, we have boxer shorts. Shane's wearing some.
I am.
But he's not showing us.
I'm not going to, Wendy. Look, thank you for that. It's great. Loads of accessories, and men don't buy them, do they?
Men don't usually buy them for themselves. No, it's their wives that buy them for them, their aunts, their uncles, their daughters, their sons. Anything for the enthusiast.
Indeed. If I was going to have a corkscrew, though, guys, I'd use this one.